Hey everyone, it's Nicole, and here, as promised, is your DIY coffee gift set. We had recently gotten these coffees from CVS. Whether you got the Javalia or the McCafe, either one would make a terrific gift. Besides the coffee, everything here came from the Dollar Tree, which means everything was $1. So I will go through everything so you're able to collect everything and then actually make these with me. So of course the coffee, tissue paper, and then I had bought these peppermint sticks. They came in a pack, so I had crushed some up just with a Ziploc bag and a rolling pin, and these are just what they look like. They're little candy sticks. And then I actually had taken a few of them and bundled them together to make a nice little added bonus to our gift set. The, of course, festive holiday mug, big enough to fit your bag of coffee in. These cute little gingerbread mint cookies, which I'm actually going to take out of the little package because they are cellophane underneath. And then the 2 spoons were 2 for $1 as well. You can only do 1 spoon. I'm just going to do 2 because it makes it look a little bit fuller. And the only thing that I did not buy from the Dollar Tree because I had already had it here, but they do sell it, is the chocolate. So I went ahead and melted some chocolate. And that is it for what you will need. Okay, so we are going to start with the most time-consuming and most difficult process of this entire thing. So that is putting the chocolate onto the spoons. So you will just take a spoon, make sure your chocolate is melted. I always add a little bit of oil to mine, whether it be vegetable oil or coconut oil. And so I will just dip my spoon down in. I will take my other spoon and just coat it just like that. Now just kind of tap it against the side to get off some of the excess, and then you simply lay it down and put some on top. Flip it over and put some on this side as well. I do like a little bit of the chocolate to still be showing, and then you will lay it on something to dry. So I will go ahead and repeat. And again, just tap off the excess. And this is so much cheaper, and people will enjoy it so much more than just going to somewhere like Walmart or JCPenney's and buying the pre-made. Perfect. And then we will just let these dry for a little bit while we move on to our next phase. So for this, I'm just going to take the mug and my tissue paper. You can use any color you'd like, obviously. I just had white, so I went ahead and used that. Now for the coffee, I tip it upside down so it's not so bottom heavy, so I can kind of squeeze it down in there. And just make sure it is centered so it's looking something like this. And you can always, of course, move the sides so it looks a little bit nicer. It's all about presentation, right? So it's gonna look like that. And now we just wait for our chocolate to dry. Okay, so our peppermint spoons are ready. I did pop them into the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes just so they would set up more quickly. And that gave me time to clean up my mess, as well as add a half piece of tissue paper to the front just as a little bit of filler. It makes it easier when you're actually filling up the cup. So this is the fun part. I get to play Martha Stewart a little bit, but I am working backwards today so I could film it properly, so we will just see how it goes. So first you're just going to want to grab the peppermint spoons, I'm sorry. And go ahead and just kind of anchor them down in there. Of course, it's not perfect. Some will fall off. It is homemade. That's all right, we can just pick that out later. And then next you are going to add your peppermint sticks with a little bow. And lastly, your gingerbread men, which are just so super cute with this little mix. And then of course your coffee in the back. And that is it. So next we wrap. Okay, so as you can see, I did have to do a little bit of rearranging just so it was a little bit nicer to look at from the front. That is the OCD in me. So I went ahead and rearranged a little bit. I also originally had a clear cello bag that I was going to put this in. However, when I went to put it in the bag, it was a little short and it just looked like, I guess, really cheap, in other words, which it is cheap, but we don't want it to look cheap, right? So I went ahead and gotten some tissue paper out, and I also pulled some curling ribbon that I had cut and already curled, as well as a pretty bow and another piece of curling ribbon that I had actually looped through the staple. That way I can tie this up when we are finished. Now obviously you can use a gift bag or however you would like to do it. This is just what was easiest and on hand for me. So this part might get tricky when I actually try to wrap it, so I will do it as neatly as possible. Basically, you just take one corner and you just kind of work your way around with the tissue. And the tighter the tissue is, the more uniform it does look, so keep that in mind as well. And I will try to move up for you guys so you can see a little bit better here. So that is that part. And then you will hold it with one hand, and this is where it gets kind of tricky. So I grab one side of my curling ribbon with one hand, and then the other hand, and then I just pull it around. And then secure. So I'll wrap this pretty tight. I'll do a couple knots here just so it is nice and secure. Perfect. I'm going to twist it around here so I can see. As you can see, I did mess up a little bit. There is a spot that is not underneath. It's super easy to fix. You just put a little piece of tape under there and you are good to go. And then the rest I'm going to just piece with curling ribbon. And then I will show you my finished product. Alright, so that is the finished product. Again, it would look a little bit nicer if you did have the cello, but this is actually perfect because I think I'm taking this to a white elephant anyway, so it's already wrapped and ready to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!